them come. This is their fate.
All right, get my Birdman hands in there. I don't know why I still do the Birdman hands, but it's that's sandpaper. Sandpaper. All right, all right. Welcome back to the House of Wolves podcast. I am your host, Deontay, here with my near and dear friends, Jalen and Josh. Today we got a lot to talk about, some unfortunate news with the passing of the Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball creator, as well as stuff like Rise of Ronin, Impressions, Final Fantasy 16 coming to PC, Mario Day, Multiversus being back. A lot to talk about, but it is some stuff definitely to be disappointed in, and kind of sad. It's definitely just sad. But yeah, before we get started, per usual, Jalen, Josh, tell the people how you been, what you've been up to, what you've been doing, how's life going, what you've been playing mostly, and how's life. Talk to the people.
Mhm. Yeah. Uh, this week's been pretty good for me. Playing a lot of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, trying to just make my way through that. Well, we'll talk about it a little later. I'm still enjoying it. Like I know last week I had like mostly negative stuff to bring up,
Mm-hmm.
but that was just first impressions of like what I was expecting. And after spending more time with the game, it's like the open world stuff is not as bad as I was saying because it's not the game's not that big as far as like the open world areas. It's not like the map looks big when you look at it, but it's actually lying. It's not as big as the map is showing you.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so, so that makes it a lot more manageable. It still feels like you want to go out and do everything just because like the rewards that you get are like really good because there's not a lot of good items in the shop. Like all the good items are going to come from side quests, so you feel like you have to like you don't want to skip everything. So that's basically where
Okay.
I'm at. I haven't pressed the story too much, just trying to clean up the open world areas that I'm at. Other than that, I did play another game this week because there's a game called Unicorn Overlord. That's on PlayStation. It's on Switch. I played the demo a couple days ago. It came out on PS5. It has a demo, and the demo is like 7 hours. And uh, it's a 2D RPG, and it's made by the company Vanillaware. And I don't know if y'all ever heard of Vanillaware, but they've been around a long time, like 20 years or something. And they always make really, really, really like some of the prettiest 2D like animated games. And they had
Okay.
games on yeah, yeah, on like the Wii, like Muramasa. They had Odin Sphere on the PlayStation, 13 Sentinels, which came out maybe like 3 years ago. So, anyways, the games always look very pretty and they're always enjoyable. And so this one I was interested in and I liked the demo. And I also saw that the company was like they they put so much time and work into their 2D animation that they said they literally ran out of money and that the CEO was paying out of pocket to finish this game. So they're just an interesting company and they you can tell that they really care about that art style. And you
Yeah.
see games like I think Ori and the Blind Forest was one of the first ones that it's not a copy of it, but Ori went for that similar style where it's very colorful. The animation is like very high quality. It doesn't seem like you don't have to put this much work into making the art for the game, but they did, and Vanillaware is a good example of that. So, anyways, the game is fun, but I did want to play it on PlayStation because it's a long 2D RPG, so I want to have it handheld. It is on the Switch. I tried the Switch demo, and it ran well, like 60 FPS in handheld mode. And it's a
Okay.
2D game, so it's not too demanding. Uh, but my preference is to play it on PC, but it's not on PC.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, maybe I should wait if it comes out on PC or something like that. And then I think somebody had an interview with the company not too long ago, and they were like, our games are never coming to PC.
Which is
uh,
crazy. That's crazy. Okay.
yeah, I don't know what it is. I think it's a very like old school Japanese mentality where people are unsure about the PC market, so they don't want to engage in it. So I went out and I bought the Switch version. I haven't bought a physical Switch game in a long time, but I was at the store, I picked it up, and I go to work, do my stuff, spend the rest of my day out. I come home, I put the game in the Switch, and I start playing it, and it's all in Japanese.
Oh.
Um, because most games like Final Fantasy VII, I went to the store, I bought the game, put it in my PlayStation, and my account is like in English. My system is in English, and the game is in English, so it's no problem. This game is one of the few Switch games where companies have the option to have the versions completely separate. So even though you could like connect to the internet and download a patch and then have the English version, this game there's no patch for the English version. If you want the English, buy the English cart. If you want the Japanese, buy the Japanese cart.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness.
Wow.
so I mean, I know some Japanese, but not enough to be playing a long RPG trying to figure out mechanics in Japanese. So, anyways,
So you had a
just
fun
long
experience
story short,
that time.
long story short, I have to get rid of my Japanese version, and I got the English version,
Okay.
and I've been playing the English version, and it's fun. Uh,
Okay.
yeah. So long story short, I'm enjoying it. But yeah, I had to go through a couple
A couple
hoops.
jumps. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, a couple jumps. I got on the flight to America, stopped by Seattle real quick, went to GameStop, got me a copy, and came back. Um,
Oh my goodness.
but yeah, it's been a headache dealing with that. But all that to be said, the game is fun. It has a bunch of voice acting,
Mm.
and the art style is very good. And so far, the story seems pretty interesting. As far as the gameplay, it's kind of like Fire Emblem, but it's also mixed with like a RTS, like a real time strategy game, where it's like when you're not when your characters are not battling each other, you're moving them around the map in real time, trying to capture bases and stuff like that. So it's a interesting, I guess, like little
It reminds
switch
me
or
of
play.
Dragon's Dogma. No, not Dragon's Dogma. The Dragon's Crown. What was that game that was on the
Oh yeah,
PS Vita?
same Dragon's Crown. It's the same company. Yep.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then I'm
Yeah,
not.
Dragon's Crown I like too. Yeah, but they always I guess switch up the genre. Dragon's Crown was a kind of like a roguelike, a 2D
Yeah.
roguelike
Yeah.
game. Yeah, but yeah, same developers, but they just got an RPG this time.
Gotcha.
So I mean, I don't know if y'all would like this type of game, but I will say like the demo was good, and it's like the first 7 hours of the game, and it's 7 hours because they give you like there's a timer in the game as you're playing it. But like I played it for like 2 hours and I was like, oh, this is cool. I'll pick it up.
Does
Um,
it transfer
yeah,
over?
yeah, the saves do transfer over to the full game.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll give it a shot. Demo ain't nothing wrong with me downloading a demo. I've been using a lot of remote play. I invest enough in my internet and everything to be able to play that any game really well with the Legion. So I could definitely get a demo and
Yeah,
shot while I'm sitting around. So yeah, I'll try that then.
yeah. I guess while you're talking about streaming, I would say that I don't know what the developers behind Chiaki did, but like I've been playing Final Fantasy on that, and like it runs and looks really good, and I was surprised that Chiaki is like way better than the PlayStation streaming app.
Yeah,
Just
it's
in general,
significantly
yeah,
better. Same thing when it comes to the Xbox's remote play. Their service that they have on the Steam Deck, it works a lot
hmm
better than the service that they give you through their traditional remote play. Even though it's
yeah,
still kind of running on the back end of the same thing. It just I don't know what they do, but um the only thing with Chiaki is that it does not work outside of your network. So maybe that has
Hmm.
something to do with it. You can get it and manipulate it to like set up a static IP at your home address for it to ping to, but it's not as, I guess, easy as it would be to just set up Chiaki and go and kind of leave the house. Yeah, you gotta do some extra stuff, but it's not terrible. But it's just that it's not as great as I guess the remote play experience you would get on the PlayStation Portal, and maybe there's some development to be had there. But overall, man, I really appreciate the remote play and ability of it because it's definitely helping me finish these games that I because I really don't
Hmm.
want to buy anything else, and I kind of already spoke about on it. I really don't want to buy anything on the Xbox or the PlayStation anymore. Like any game that is most of my games are now digital, and I don't want to buy anything on those consoles. That would be where it doesn't support cross save or like play anywhere. Like the Xbox games, I don't care because that's what they are. That's what they are embedding in their games moving forward is cross play, cross save. I don't have to worry about it. But any game that's like a third party, like um, even Rise of Ronin that's coming out. I really don't want to buy that game on the on the PlayStation, but I think it's. I don't know if it's coming on the PC. I think it's just exclusive to the PlayStation. So, that's probably another one of those things where I'm fine with just waiting. And if it doesn't, if it drops to like $10, fine, I'll pick it up physically. But I don't really
Hmm.
want to. I don't want to buy into those ecosystems no more. It just doesn't make sense for me. So, remote play has been helpful and just the same with this Final Fantasy. It's just I would have rather bought it on the PC and left it there, but it's okay. I'll play it once I'm done, sell it, and just buy the double pack at a later time for very cheap. I just wish I could keep my saves. That's the only thing I hate about it. Like I don't like that I don't have my saves. So, um, yeah. Anyway, that was a tangent for no reason. What about you, Jalen? What you been up to? What you been playing? What you been doing?
Uh, Shoot, I ain't really been on nothing, man. Just work. I mean, the same thing working out. It's really the same old, same old.
Man, you got a whole life. We talk about you ain't been on nothing. Just say what you been doing in your life, man. I ain't been on
Yeah.
nothing.
How
Like
many,
you been on plenty.
how many
I've
countries
been
you been to this week?
diligent
How
on
many
my
planes you been on?
workout routine. I've been playing some Persona. You could do you go anywhere with that. You can go anywhere. Just not I ain't been on nothing. Cause that means you ain't doing nothing. But you're doing plenty.
I mean, it ain't doing nothing that's like different, but sure I can expound upon that, which I was
Yeah.
finna do, but where was I when I was gonna say? Yeah. So I mean, like I said, I ain't been doing much or nothing. I had like my basketball team or whatever, so we been like we play every week or whatever. And I was low key teed off because like I'm like, bro, we really lost this game to these scrubs, bro. That jump, I was really mad about that, dude. Like, like Wednesday night, I was like, yeah, bro, I was irritated like a mug, bro. I'm like, dude, why do I feel like this? I feel like my day like ruined, bro. Like we weren't supposed to lose to them, like, and I
So
was mad because like I was like working out and stuff, so like I ain't like warm up and stuff like that. I was working out. So like, like my shot was off. Like I felt a little like I needed to like stretch and like um, it was just kind of like weighing on me a little bit when I was trying to hoop. Like my legs
yeah.
was burning and stuff like that. So it was those sorts of things, and I felt like confident enough. I'm like, this shouldn't affect me that much, but it affected me more than I thought it would. So I was
Mm-hmm.
like, man, if I ain't do this, that, or the third, we'd have won. I mean, y'all know how when I be playing a game, I be like hard on myself and stuff like that. So, but so that we got like another session starting up and stuff like that. Then tell me why. So I had the Northwestern membership to this
Mm-hmm.
FFC, like this gym like 160 a month, dog. Man, I was paying 33 bizones to get in that mug, you know what I'm saying? Monthly. I called them whole time. I wasn't really going to that gym because I got my own gym. But I called them. I was like, hey man, I ain't charging my card this month. I've been trying to get more serious about hooping and stuff like that. They was like, yeah, man, we canceled it because you don't go to Northwestern. I'm like, man, how y'all find out, man? I've been going to this, I've been done with Northwestern since May 22. I just now found out almost 2 years later. So I was trying to find a new gym to go to. And like, I don't need the gym. I just need the basketball court that they had there. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna go to this other gym. You know what I'm saying? So I've been trying to find like a gym membership that actually had like a basketball court with like decent floors and stuff. So, because like I said, I'm trying to get back to hooping a little bit more seriously. Even though Deontay, boy, hey man, you hurt yourself every time you hoop. So
Nah, I'm not saying that
notice I ain't
there's.
saying I ain't hurt
Nah, I'm not
myself.
saying that. I'm saying that you
No,
should
I'm just
just be, more
yeah, yeah.
yeah, conscious of like the amount of time and what you're doing. And I think anybody would have a passion for something should continue to do it. That's on you. But I'm just more so, be cautious about it. Be careful. That's all.
Yeah, no, I was just exaggerating. But yeah, so I mean, other than that, I mean, I haven't really been doing nothing too significant. But as far as like playing a game, I said I was gonna get Final Fantasy 7. I was waiting for it to come out. I was gonna get that mug. You know what I'm saying? I'm need that game at breakneck speeds. Y'all
Yeah.
can guess that I probably still ain't got it. Deontay kind of inspired me to finish Persona, so like that's what I've been on right now. So I've been making decent progress, I guess. But yeah, so that's really about it, though. Not a whole lot.
Yeah. Yeah, no, there's a lot of good games out right now, and there's plenty of backlog. So it's not really like a push to play these games. Like I said, it's just more so if I'm interested, I pick it up. So yeah, I totally feel you on that because I still want to play the free game I got. Not free technically, but it's Dead Island 2, and
Oh yeah.
I still ain't. I could have definitely just went straight to that and waited on this because I really didn't need to play this right now, but because I already got it now, I'm in it. I'm playing it, so it's cool. But yeah, there's plenty of stuff to play for sure. For me, I've been playing Final Fantasy, and I've been playing a lot of just like smaller games. I really haven't been playing anything big. I just downloaded that Warhammer Bolt Gun. Looks really fun. It's on Game Pass.
Mhm.
Um, and I was like, smaller games that intrigued me. Um, on the Lenovo, I've been playing through Ori and the Will of the Wisp. Getting familiar with those types of games again, just kind of trying to beat it because I beat Blind Forest, but I never beat that one. So I was just trying to give myself some time to play through that as well. Um, but yeah, it's been really just really small games. I haven't played anything big or major or since I finished Persona. I started a little bit of Dead Island 2. I really liked the game. I really liked the cutscenes. I think they did a really good job with the animations. I think they did it. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I just ain't finished it, so put like an hour and 30 minutes into that. But I feel like it's got a lot more to go. I think it's definitely not going to be like on the Dying Light 2 level of creativity with deaths. I can already see that, but it's going to be a cool game to play for sure. So I'm interested. It's zombies. It's my thing a little bit at times. But yeah, that's all I got. I ain't really got nothing. Family's good as always, eating up all the food per usual. I got twin boys, so it is pretty ridiculous when it comes to that. But yeah, I've been chilling. I ain't been doing nothing. Playing with my Lenovo Legion Go, actually getting time in with it. I'm done tinkering. I am literally in a now where everything is very much so set up for me to play games. So I'm happy. I'm really happy with it, and I'm enjoying it a lot. And it is super helpful with bridging the gap that I was already hesitant to trying to jump into PC gaming. But it just makes the most sense, and that's what I was kind of saying earlier. It just makes the most sense to have buy the games on a platform that is going to support itself for a very long time versus buying it on these consoles that charge you more and give you less. It just doesn't make sense. And so, and I get Game Pass is not a part, and that's why I don't even consider it to be a part of the Xbox ecosystem in general because it's fully supported on the PC too. So I just think it's a service that's really good, like a Netflix. So I'm cool on just having Game Pass and supporting them in that way, I suppose, versus truly going out and buying stuff for this console anymore. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm probably not gonna do it at all for anymore. But I'm just hoping for PlayStation to kind of like if the games I want to own, I'm gonna own them. I guess I should say that the games I want to own, I'm gonna go ahead and purchase. Like Starfield, I do want to own that. I do want to transfer my save over. Hopefully, I can at some point to Steam. So I will end up doing that because I don't care about. I guess it's necessarily because it was a value that was in Game Pass, but I want to own it on the Steam version, and I want to be able to like keep it for a long time. So that's what I want to do. But other games that I don't care for or don't care to own is still going to be on that, Game Pass subscription only situation. So I just want my games to be where I want to play them. I'm sick of kind of this whole stupid, I don't know, lock off stuff. It's just annoying. But yeah. Anyways, let's move on to a very important but sad topic. Let's talk the Dragon Ball creator, Akira Toriyama. I think I'm saying that right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, unfortunately, he passed at the young age of 68. I don't feel like that's old at all. So, yeah. So on March 1st, and they put out this statement, or his family put out this statement, or I'm not sure who, but it was a statement was put out on Thursday, March 7th, confirming his passing. So yes, he was an acclaimed manga artist and character designer who first gained mainstream recognition in Japan through his sci-fi comedy manga Dr. Slump, published in the Weekly Shonen Jump from 1980 to 1984. Let me stop reading that stuff and just taking credit. This is an individual that is on Polygon by the name of Tosin Egan. I just was kind of wanted to give you guys a description of this individual's work. He published in Weekly Shonen Jump from 1980 to 1984. In 1984, Toriyama began publishing Dragon Ball, a martial arts adventure manga starring a young boy named Son Goku, which would go on like to become one of the most famous and best-selling mangas of all time. Everybody knows who Goku is. It is like he birthed a lot of people. He birthed a lot of mangas. A lot of mangas that I hold dear to heart that are like very much so I don't know, just shaped a lot of how I grew up, what I was into, and I remember the first time being introduced to Dragon Ball by my uncle. He had all of the collections, and it was like it's just a super big thing that transcended any type of, I don't know, it was like nothing could stop the amount of hype behind Dragon Ball to me. And I think him birthing all of that and being the creator of something that, I don't know, every millions and millions of people enjoy and love and cherish, it's kind of crazy. So I just wanted to, provide some thoughts behind what he has done for me. I'm sitting here looking at my little Dragon Ball collection, my little globes, because I got all Dragon Balls just sitting over here in this little nice shrine. As I stare at it, I have a Black Goku just looking at me. It's just so much he's impacted, and I don't even realize how much it has. It's just, once you start to really think about it and put it into words, you don't really even understand how a fictional character could probably showcase or show you how to have morals and be a value person in society. It's just weird that that's how we kind of was taught it in a way, or like just being strong in your own inner self and all that good stuff. Is just, you get those messages from these very, very weird places, but and obviously these iconic characters are normally just blank canvases to kind of portray what you want to be in society, and that's what he kind of created. So yeah, it's unfortunate that he passed this young, but I think his legacy will still go on. I think he's going to truly inspiring, and I think it from for years I think it's just never going to stop that his impact. So yeah, that's all I got for kind of how he impacted me. But if you guys want to share something, go ahead.
Yeah. Like you said, Toriyama has influenced a lot of manga and anime, but media in general. Just like I remember, like everybody knows Dragon Ball, but he has a long legacy, I guess, of like popular mangas that I didn't even know about. Like you mentioned, Mr. Slump. Like I've seen pictures of it and stuff like that, but I didn't read it. But
Hmm.
knowing that, oh, he had a big career before Dragon Ball, and then Dragon Ball took off from there. But also even in video games with like Chrono Trigger has his famous art style, and the Dragon Quest series is also his famous art style, and
Hmm.
just his style has become its own type of I don't know if you want to say like genre, where it's like you see
His
something designed like
yeah,
you are,
yeah.
yeah,
You see
you
his
already know that
impact.
this is, yeah,
Mhm.
Toriyama inspired, if not directly made by him, because it's just very iconic, and it's also very good. And one of the things that you mentioned about Goku is like, uh, so Goku, he's a hero, but he's also kind of goofy and weird. But
Yeah.
he also emphasizes like some specific morals that are maybe like still weird, but like charming and like real. For example, like he's always a very fair and like good sportsman, and that's something that you don't always see in like
Powerful
I'll say
people,
modern,
powerful
yeah,
people. Really,
uh,
it's just like he holds his power, and he it's like a responsibility for him. It's like I'm not gonna abuse it. It's just like a
yeah,
lot of
he
that where
always
you don't
be
really see that
fair.
in regular humans. So yeah,
Yeah, and so that's something that's unique to Goku that you don't get elsewhere. That Goku's always going to be a real competitor and always want a fair and like honest fight. And
yeah,
it's not, even when he's the very few times that he is upset, it's not about like hurting somebody, you
yeah,
know. Uh, so yeah, Goku is always one of those iconic not video game, but iconic characters in media now, that came from Toriyama's manga.
yeah.
So yeah, 68 is young. Like I thought he was older,
No.
honestly, because like he retired from a while, and the GT happened and he came back. And even though people have like, their own issues with Super, I think knowing that he came back and seeing how it changed from GT, you can tell that he had a big influence on the quality of it. And
Hmm.
without Toriyama, Dragon Ball is kind of who knows where it's gonna go. But I feel like with Super, they've kind of established a new art for Dragon Ball, so that they can continue to work, and without him, and I'm sure he had his own like ideas and plans, still plans. So it might it's probably still in a good place. But yeah, 68 is young. Like the retirement age in Japan is still like 65. Like he's just over retirement age.
Yeah, and his son, um, Sasuke Toriyama, who is presumed to kind of oversee everything. They were working together as they were continuing.
Oh, okay.
Like so, in 2021, it was revealed during a panel at San Diego Comic Con that Toriyama had been overseeing the story and development of 2022 film Dragon Ball Super Superhero alongside his son. So there is still that legacy there of people that kind of grew up with how he I mean it's his son for God's sake. So I'm assuming that this is I hope that this is going to be continue on in a way that would appease Toriyama. So yeah.
Yeah,
uh
and like you said, I didn't know his son was working on it, but that's his own legacy.
yeah, For sure.
Hopefully his son is happy to continue it, and even work on his own stuff as well. So yeah.
Yeah, I know with everything. I know like with the manga, Toyotaro was doing that, and Toriyama, I ain't gonna say he been hands off, but like he been like he just make like the storyboard and be like, I want Goku to do the, you know what I'm saying, like real
Mm-hmm.
backbone type things that needs to occur. Then Toyotaro, at least in the manga, from what I know, he was like filling in the blanks and different things like that. But yeah, I mean, man, Toriyama, he was they, yeah, y'all know how much I love Dragon Ball Z. So,
Yeah.
with all the gripes and the end, all the ups and downs of Dragon Ball, the series and things like that,
Yeah.
a lot of people didn't like the direction and stuff it changed, or caused, or whatever, or the went, I should say, and all the power scaling. And, I don't know what Toriyama like inspiration was for it to like keep going on with the Dragon Ball series. But like I'm sure a lot of other people is appreciative of it, because originally I think it was supposed to stop in the Frieza arc or something like that. But he like kind of like kept it going and things like that. Obviously, the power scale and stuff kind of put in a corner, and they had all these feats in the Namek saga. Then they kind of be like, whoa, you start getting inconsistencies and stuff like that. But despite all that, the character that he made, like Josh was saying, like Goku, he always was fair. He always wanted the like good in the world, and he always wanted to push his limits.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing was also cool was that like he teach you the importance of like friendship. And like that's what I like, friendship is something that I like really, really value. I mean, I probably said something on a podcast about like Josh Deontay get a certain game, those sorts of things. Like I care about my friends and stuff like that. And how he portrayed Goku and stuff like that. And then his signature technique, or one of them, is the spirit bomb. I mean, that's basically like, it's like a
Mhm.
joint effort type move. So I just all that was just like real like cool, like how he just did everything with Dragon Ball, how he has so much inspiration. Whether it's somebody wearing orange, I don't know if people notice, but a lot of the main characters in animes and
Yeah.
stuff usually might have some sort of association with an orange, and a rival might have some association with like blue. So I think a lot of that is derived
Made
from
the
like,
blueprint.
Yeah.
yeah, like Goku, the Super Saiyan, the transformations. I mean, as much as I love the transformations and stuff, and how he introduced that, and people love transformations and stuff like that. Like when you watch an anime, it's almost mandatory that somebody needs some sort of transformation, some sort
Yeah.
of different thing that they can do, because that's what's gonna make it better. And I mean, then you get things like Naruto that kind of took it overboard. You like, all
The
right, well, this is
training
transformation.
arcs. Yeah. It's a
Yeah, you
lot of
like
that.
what? Yeah, and you boy, all right, this Naruto after he ate that piece of chicken. Now you know what I'm saying? Like, they got all these different versions of Naruto at this point. You talking about post-war Naruto or like, but anyway, all that hard work, dedication, friendship and stuff like that. And they didn't make it cliche like my friends is my power type thing, you know what I'm saying? But it was real emphasizing Goku always cared about his friends and things like that. So all that he did, how he touched different like video games, put his art style and stuff like that. His art style always gonna be my favorite. Like, you just really like think like, dang, this man legacy, like or everything, like he had so much. And for it to be like a Goku day, like he just stayed consistent with what he was doing. And I mean, Dragon Ball and blossomed to this, and all his work, I mean, he got, like I said, he got different his
Yeah.
hands in different things and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it's just
I
he created a masterpiece, man. Like that's the best way to put it. Like he is, yeah,
I
Yeah.
saw people point out that young or Teen Gohan was the inspiration for Cloud in
yeah.
Final Fantasy. Like they had the same outfit and hair. Well, when he was Super Saiyan. Well,
Uh,
Dude.
the even though Cloud didn't actually have those colors on, it was just funny in his hairstyle and all that type of stuff that like you know what I mean? Like this is they like, yeah, Teen Gohan versus Cloud, like these are the same people, bro. Like what is y'all saying? So I just thought all that was like funny. I don't. It ain't never been confirmed though, but like
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's also one of those things where it becomes so famous that you want to reference it, but not necessarily copy it. But there's a lot of things that are directly inspired by Dragon Ball. Like Like nobody in Naruto can say that we didn't have any inspiration from Dragon Ball at some point, even if they don't want to 100% copy it. Is at that point it becomes so famous that you have to like acknowledge it. Like these transformations were done like this in Dragon Ball. We gonna put our own spin on it, but like it's inspired by this or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it's not wrong
Dragon.
with that. And it's supposed to be
No.
like after he's gone, like you're gonna see a lot more of it. You know.
Dragon Ball definitely got me into animation and drawing because I used to draw them all the time, and it's not like because it was just such a distinct and cool looking style. That's all it was to it. It was so unique, and just impactful. So it trickles into everything. I mean, obviously he has games that are coming out still. The Sandland with that from one of his mangas. Um, and things like that. But it's just a you know he had a huge impact on pop culture, on lives of a lot of us in our late to probably even more earlier than that, like 50s on down. Like Jesus, like that is the impact of this one individual. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to see um him pass like that. So I just wanted to kind of give him his just due because he deserves a lot more than that. But just wanted to make sure we spoke on it because this was his impact on simply just us, all of us. So,
Yeah, that
um,
ruined my day when he died. I'm like, man, that's so bull, man.
yeah, nah, it's crazy. You definitely, it definitely is. You definitely felt it. So, but yeah. Hopefully, like I said, his son continues on his legacy and provides or at least continues in a way that appeases Akira. So um but yeah, let's move into another topic here. Um the next thing that I did want to cover off on was the Xbox Partner Showcase. Um and this is just a more so allowing their third parties to come on and have a place where people will come and sit and watch. I don't believe this was meant to be some type of big deal, which they didn't treat it as such. Nothing that really came out of this was major. There was a few hit things that I saw that people really gravitated to, like the Final Fantasy 14 release date for Xbox, which is March 21st. And then also the Persona 3 Reload expansion pass, which I believe will come free to us for the first 2 months in Game Pass. So I'm definitely going to play that. I liked it. So, but yeah, there was a few other things that we can discuss. I think let's just start with the most interesting, I guess. For me, the most interesting thing was the altar. It's like a weird game where you essentially have like a person. He's on this like I don't know surviving base and off on another planet, but he can create alternative versions of himself to complete certain tasks. So it's as if you live the same life, but decisions that you make within that life create a different person, and that person may be good at biology, and the other person might be good at math or something of that nature. But whatever your decision and the fork in the road, you kind of create different alternate individuals of yourself, and that is it's pretty creative to me. I thought it was like a cool concept. I wanted to see how truly deep the mechanic can go, but I also want to know why he's on this island or this planet alone anyway. So the concept itself plus the the uniqueness of the alternate versions is kind of why I'm intrigued by it. It's an indie game. I don't think it's gonna be that big. It's by 11-bit studios, but to me, I like unique stuff now, and I'm gravitating more towards that than anything. I think they need to keep feeding a unique part of the gaming industry than this on rails experience that may be fun, but obviously come with 300, $400 million budgets that just isn't sustainable. So yeah, um, yeah, I think that's pretty much the big one for me. Did you guys get a chance to check out anything that was shown or announced?
Not any of the specific announcements outside of the Capcom game that they showed, which is the Kusunigami game.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean the Persona expansion pass too. I'm looking forward to, and I'm glad that the expansion is a part of Game Pass, because
Yeah.
we don't usually see DLC included in Game Pass, especially like that one. I think it's like or like $25 or something like that.
Yeah.
So it's it's a significant amount of money that they're giving out to Game Pass subscribers, which is cool. We all playing it on Game Pass, so that's a benefit. And I was thinking about buying it on Steam, but now I might as well just stick to Game Pass.
Yeah.
Being said, the Kusunigami is like a Japanese like folklore inspired Capcom game, but it's kind of like a strategy game, but there's some beat 'em up or like fighting elements in it where
Mm.
you go. It's like a not top down, but it's I forget
It
what
reminds
perspective
me
they
of
call it.
Pikmin. It reminds me of Pikmin.
Yeah,
The
but the camera is off to the side and it's high up in the air, so you can see the whole field, and you run around the field fighting like yokai and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yokai and oni, but it has some strategy elements where you gotta watch out for like reinforcements, or you have your own like NPCs that you can send out as well. And it looks very fun and creative, like you said, a very creative idea, something different that you don't usually see from Capcom. So I'm
Right.
interested into checking it out when it comes out. Other than that, yeah, there were a lot of smaller games that showed up, but um, I wasn't watching the whole event. I was just checking in to see what stuff I saw that was interesting.
Yeah. Um. So Unknown Nine Awakening is kind of like this another one of those like um quirky games. It has like teleportation in it. I like the concept of it and how she fights. I think that the protagonist is a woman, but I can't really tell like the gameplay wise like how it's going to function. But it looks like she can play with time,
Hmm.
which reminds me of a little bit of Sands of Time or games that provides you like the opportunity to like make multiple moves in a quick succession. So like she has some really cool powers. It may be some type of I forget the mechanics now, but it could have not real time strategy, but it's like XCOM type. I don't know, XCOM type gameplay. So I don't know. I'm just looking forward to seeing more about that. But it is called Unknown Nine Awakening, but they really didn't give a lot. I was really surprised because the first showing of this game by is called Tales of Kenzera Zao. Um,
Hmm.
is coming out April 23rd, 2024. The initial showing of this is a EA original. Wasn't that great. But this showing really gave another deep dive into like what the game is all about, some of the mechanics, providing some of the flash and flare, and it really reminded me a lot of Prince of Persia. And I think that's probably why they didn't do it so much the first time because it does have a lot of Orient. It has like a lot of Ori flair, but also Prince of Persia. So I'm excited to get another great platformer if this is what that is gonna be. Because I really want to play Prince of Persia, but it's stuck on that Uplay store, and I'm over it. So I don't know why they do this to themselves. I'm like, stop doing stupid stuff, bro. But it's on the Uplay store. Not interested in buying anything on there. I'ma wait. Um so once that game comes to another platform, that's when I'll try it out. But for now, if this is gonna be the one that does come to Steam a bit faster, then that'd be great. So I think it's coming to it says Windows. Oh boy. We'll see. We'll see. But yeah, that was another game that I thought was really cool. And then the first Berserker, I was upset that it's not based off the Berserker anime. It's based off the DNF Duel game, right, Josh?
Yeah.
And it has I'm assuming that game has really good lore. I think, or at least that's what you maybe you didn't say that, but you kind of mentioned that they have a lot of lore behind their characters, and this is one of the characters, right?
Yeah, I don't know too much about DNF Duel, but they've been expanding because it's a very popular series. Like they had a fighting game that came out like a year or two ago, and it was pretty popular. But they have a bunch of characters like Overwatch or what's the game? League of Legends. And so it seems like that they have the lore to back it up, and they just pick one character and they want to focus on it. So that's what we're getting here. But yeah, that being said, the game itself looks interesting. Like it's a, action fighting game like a Devil May Cry or something like that. But graphically looks very good. The world looks like big and interesting. So I don't know much about the series, but I'm at least interested to like see what the game is talking about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too. I think it does have a little bit more Souls-like mechanics than I would like, but it's fine. I think a lot of people are running with the Souls-like genre right now. They really loving it. I'm like, okay. I mean, I like it, but every game don't have to be like that. But I think that is the appealing part of why Elden Ring sold so much and all that. I think people are interested in that concept to be expanded elsewhere. So I get it. I get why they're doing it. So it does look a little bit more Souls-like, and I think that's the same thing that's happening with Rise of the Ronin too. So, but yeah, that's pretty much all I had from the showcase. Jalen, anything to add? Did you see anything that was exciting, or did you not see it at all?
I ain't see it at all.
Yeah, I think like I said, it was very small. It wasn't like meant for a lot of fanfare. It was really 30 minutes, so that was expected. Because it's like I barely caught it. So, but yeah, they got a Monster Jam game coming out. Maybe that'd be something intriguing, but nah, not really. But it looks fun enough. What else? I wanted to talk about the Rise of Ronin, the current news around it and everything. It looks to be shaping up, and it's probably just because people are starting to get more access to the game. It's combining a lot of what they're good at, like Neo and like just gameplay wise, right? But they're trying a little bit more to have some cinematic moments, which okay, it's always gameplay first, I guess, but to be I guess let me not start there. They have a lot of Assassin's Creed things in the game. They have some like I said, Souls like that's the combat style. The story beats are people are enjoying what the story is showing right now, and they always start off strong. I think Neo started off strong and then just fell apart by the end. But I think right now Rise of Ronin is shaping up to be another hit for them and from their perspective. Like Neo was a hit for them, and it wasn't supposed to be like a large selling game. It was just supposed to make them, the gameplay was good, the gameplay was solid, and they was able to spin off um another game, and that was Neo 2. Rise of Ronin is shaping up, at least right now, to be another successful hit for them, in order to create probably and um, improve upon the gameplay that we're seeing here. It is open world. It does have a lot going for it, and a lot of people are praising the amount of stuff to do in the game, choices that can be made, and things like that. So I do think that this is probably their most ambitious game they've ever made. Um, which is good because you wanted them to continue to grow. Um, I just wonder how well it will actually play and how well the game itself overall will be. There's a lot to go into creating these types of games, and I think that they have a very heavy focus on making sure that gameplay is solid. But you could be glitching through walls, you could be having real bad animation, you could be yeah, it's just never going to be as polished as you may want it to be for the amount of money requested. I think gameplay is important, but I also feel like there is a component of polish that is just you don't want to skip. So right now, everybody is at least able to overlook it, which tells me that they've done a lot on the front end to make it not feel that way. Because I don't even think. I guess did you play Neo, Josh? Did you feel like it was a little jank or no?
I mean, yeah, because like especially when Neo came out, it was right after what like Dark Souls 3
Yeah.
or something like that. So
Mhm.
comparing it directly to those games, even though the Souls games are also janky, they I guess they put polish into well in my I felt like they put polish into like the combat where it feels like how you're supposed to expect. You know, you dodge,
Yeah.
the dodge works correctly, the weapons hit and sound how they're supposed to sound and stuff like that. So it gives you that impression that they care about that. And Neo was also good, but it felt a little more loose in some areas because like we're not exactly copying or like focusing in on the exact same thing. So we want you're
You're
gonna be
right.
doing a lot of stuff, switching weapons really quickly. You know, the weapon switching animation might not be the best, but it needs to be quick because you're gonna be doing a lot in the combat. Really, it was fun. I had my issues with like the combat and the bosses, but it was
Mhm.
fun. Mainly, I just didn't like the level design and like the repetitiveness of like grabbing the loot and going to another level and like how they built the overall game. So it's good to see them exploring something different because their level design has always been their weak point. Um,
Mhm.
so I looking at Rise of the Ronin, I can see that they're taking like I said, being more experimental or breaking out of their box to do
Yeah.
something different.
Right.
Um, Personally, I don't know if I want this particular game, but I'm at least happy to see that they're something different. It seems like they're um, enjoying it because the Neo audience is big, and I think that a lot of people um, like Neo 2, for example. I don't know if they like Mulan, but they like Neo 2. And so to take what worked there and put it into something new can help this company evolve so that they can keep getting better, you know.
Right. Um and I guess my thing is that once it become cuz I think Neo um and Neo 2 came out on the PC, right? Those are on the PC now. So this game is bound to hit the PC probably in a complete state. So it's unfortunate because it's like you miss out on that the fear of missing out, that FOMO. Yeah, I don't have that because I don't want to play it on that console, so I'm not going to buy it right now. I'd rather put the money towards Dragon Dogma 2, and I think they have like a little discount going, so I might just pre-order that and play that because right now I'm not looking for a new game. I'm looking for a world that I can explore. and Rise of Ronin, it was gonna be between those two, honestly. And I think because I can play it on my PC, I'm just gonna go with Dragon Dogma. Plus, it's $58 versus 6. I think this one's 70. I hope it ain't. I think it's not. It might be 59. But I guess the price don't matter. I think it's really just simply where I can play it, and I'll rather wait for Rise of Ronin to have this complete edition come out on the PC. Whereas Dragon's Dogma is going to take advantage of the FOMO and blah 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 because it is releasing on every console and on PC at the same time. So plus it's not going to be locked to 30 FPS on the PC where I can play it at 60. So those are all valid reasons on why they're going to be able to collect enough to continue on with Dragon's Dogma anyway.
Yeah, I'm hoping both do well, but I think Dragon's Dogma, it's also come from Capcom, and Capcom is a very big developer, and they've been putting out a lot of good hits over the last generation. So a lot of people are looking forward to the next Capcom game.
Yeah.
It's not about dinosaurs, but yeah, Rise of Ronin. I think the biggest disservice that they've doing to themselves is just releasing at the same time as them. Not to say that it's not as good or anything like that, but why go up against one of the biggest companies in the world and in Japan when you don't have to?
Yeah, I agree. And I think that's what's going to kind of win the day for Dragon's Dogma. Obviously, sales wise, it's going to be better because it's releasing on a multitude of consoles. But a lot of these third parties that have went ahead and decided to go stick with PS5, I think it's going to get really ugly. We already seen it with the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. They don't want to admit it, but it did not sell as well as even Final Fantasy 16, which is strange to me. It may have all switched to digital, but even Final Fantasy 16 had a little bit more of hype behind it than this one. And I think that's a lot to do with nobody liking the fact that it's stuck to the PS5, so you got to upgrade your console to play it. It started on the PS4, and a lot of people feel like the graphical quality isn't there, and then there is the whole component of it being locked to that console. I think being locked to the console, the graphical component of it, and it starting on a previous system is a lot of the problem with why this one isn't selling as well as the other one, because people are just waiting at this point. So, but yeah, I think as we go on, because there's plenty more coming out that are going to be tied to the console itself, Stellar Blade, all of those. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'll say that. I feel like I think they spent a lot of money for no reason.
Yeah, some of them are going to be successful. I think Stellar Blade won't have any like competition of his own genre, so
yeah,
it probably can do well. But being a $7 game exclusive on PlayStation is probably not a good place to be in right now. Even though you are going to get some guaranteed sales, your deal with PlayStation or whatever. Like we've been saying for a while, the budget's just so big that it's probably even not worth it with that kickback from PlayStation, that you're missing out on sales on so many customers. Obviously, maybe you can re-release the game at another time and try to double dip. But a lot of the companies aren't even set up at that point to do that. Like, I don't like the PC version of Final Fantasy 16 is taking an extra year, and that's a big company. So who knows if Stellar Blade is going to be able to like re-release on a different console to like make up sales. And there's PlayStation Plus, but as far as we know, like games don't really launch in PlayStation Plus. So there's not even a way for people to try it out and possibly get potential customers outside of like a demo.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm not gonna lie. I think we're gonna see, like I said, I feel like we're gonna just see a lot of people coming to realization, and that it's It's not worth it. And the usefulness of just being able to have them on every console is or in every platform is really great because I don't know. It shouldn't take a rocket scientist to know that um these games cost way too much, and the amount that you're putting up front. Now I understand when people develop games, like if they are in the middle of developing and they can't find a way to get more money to continue the development and to finish the game, I understand that. That's fine because that tells me that you was never going to finish the game unless you had this injection of money from Sony to continue on with the process. You know what I mean? Like I can understand if they did that for a couple, but like these companies, I'm pretty sure they were able to establish themselves enough to have enough to continue to finish their main game and recoup that based off of Neo and Neo 2's success. So, I don't find it to be for them, but maybe Stellar Blade like been in development for a very long time, and they were never going to finish it. That's fine, whatever. Those types of situations too. But I think they are doing themselves a disservice if they can't get to that finish line and put it on multi-plat. But anyways, let's move on. The next thing that I wanted to talk about was Final Fantasy 16 on a PC. And I guess I'll take a quick snippet of it because it basically is already what I was just stating. These games are going to be coming here quicker than they used to for the reasons I just stated. And they probably going to start going day and date. But Final Fantasy 16 is definitely heavily rumored right now to be finishing up the optimization for the port and should be hitting platform very, very soon, or at least the PC very, very soon. This gives me hope for the Final Fantasy 7 releases. Because it just doesn't make sense for them to wait that long. I understand borrowing it from the Xbox, but maybe the PC could get a little bit of love there. So it does give me hope for that. I'm going to obviously play this game through and through on the PlayStation, but once I don't have to, I think it's going to be a Switch. But I think the third part might still end up being a slot to the console of the PlayStation if it come out with the PS6. So I do think that's going to go out throughout the entirety of this Final Fantasy thing, but it may start to become less than a year before you receive the PC version. And time will tell with this one and what that looks like for Rebirth. So didn't want to spend too much time on it, but just wanted to mention that it is something that we are seeing, and that it is true that games are being pushed. You already saw Ghost of Tsushima, Horizon Forbidden West is all coming, complete editions with everything in it that you need to play it there. So I'm loving that, enjoying that, and yeah, it's a good thing to see. Obviously, these games, it's gonna take a long time, so don't expect Sony to give up that. They're gonna still make you want to buy their console. So I really don't see that ever changing. I'm just telling you that there is an avenue to play games that you want to play on one place, as long as you're okay with being patient. So anything to add with that, guys, before I move on to the next thing?
No, not much. I've been waiting on the PC version of that, and I'm still probably gonna play it on PC because I prefer to have the enhanced version. Better frame rate, better graphics, and any gameplay changes that they made. That being said, I hope with Square Enix, at least, the thing you also got to worry about is that they like to triple dip on exclusivity. They probably gonna put it in the Epic Store for some time.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like they did with Final Fantasy. So it might not be clear sailing for here, but we'll see. At least they're bringing it to PC. Like Epic Games, like even though I prefer not to buy games on that store. It's still available for some people who want to play it at that time.
Yeah.
But not for me personally. Yeah.
Yeah. Just where you want to play them, man. Why you can't just let me play the game where I want to play it? Nah, G. Don't work like that. we need all them coins. Okay, well let's move on to let's go to Multiversus, then come back to Mario Day. So Multiversus is back. We are talking LeBron James. We're talking Bugs Bunny, Shaq. Not Shaq yet. He'll be in there or something. We talking Shaggy with his sandwiches. Tom and Jerry going bananas. What was the dude you was playing with all the time? I forget his name now. The dude with the coin backpack. Finn. Yeah, Finn. Yeah, Multiversus is back. It has a lot of upgrades. The biggest thing that I saw was the Powerpuff Girls in a Dexter Laboratory-esque concept art, which tells me that they're gonna be deep diving into that Cartoon Network. But yeah, I mean, I always liked the game. It wasn't nothing wrong with the game, in my opinion, outside of they needed to fix the netcode, and I think they moved it to Unreal Engine 5, which is a big deal. And then they also built the game ground up to work on the network to make sure that all those memes and sandwiches and everything not only show up on the screen but actually hit the other person. So I'm excited just simply to have another alternative. I still stand by my statement a little bit that if they do it well enough, that this could definitely be a huge player when it comes to this type of platform fighter. I don't think it'll ever beat out Smash, but I think they probably will support the community more than Smash ever would. So I still have to give them a nod, even though we might love that one more. The support is, super valuable. So I appreciate them actually taking it down, doing something about it, changing the way the game looks, changing the concept of it, changing a lot about it, adding new things, new characters, and bringing it back out. And it's still free, but that WB is right there with them Birdman hands, looking real hungry. They looking for microtransactions. So we'll see how that go. But for now, it is free to play, and even last time, I think we all ended up buying the. I don't think we all did, but I know I did. I bought the little pass to get the stuff. So my expectation is that for us early spenders and adopters, we should be getting some type of something when a full game rolls out. If not, that'd be a little weird. But they also added a new PvE mode, so there's a lot going here, and I'm not excited in a way that I'm glad that they brought it back. That's what I'll say. I'm just glad they brought it back. I'm looking forward to playing it and seeing what the changes really look like in from here forward at least. But yeah, any thoughts on new Multiversus? Is we back in there? Is we playing 2v2s again?
Bro,
do we need a 3v3
mode? Where you be playing a game and people like, hey, hold on, why you running off the stage? He's like, man, I'm right here, I'm fighting, bro. I'm putting their hands on them, trying to. Oh, I was off the stage on your screen and everybody else's screen. I'm always feeling confident, bro. I don't know if I'm with that game, man.
Yes, sir.
I mean, balance stuff aside, and characters. I think it was fun and it's free, so I'm willing to check it out. It's not like Apex or Call of Duty, like it's an FPS where it has a bunch of competition. Like these platform fighters outside of Smash, you might get maybe one release every year or so. but none of them are ever free. So that's the strongest thing going for this game. It's free. If they drop, like you said, pop-up girls or something, and I'm interested in checking out, I'll just download it, play a couple games, and see if I like it. So that's good. So I'm excited that it's coming back for that sense, and hopefully the game is a lot better because like it started to fall apart after a while.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But like
That
you said,
netcode was cooking. It was like, bro, what is
yeah,
happening right now? So, if them taking
yeah,
it off and doing a thing, yeah,
it's only
yeah,
really two things I'm worried about is like you said the monetization. Like WB, WB is in uh dire straits. They got to feed them investors. If investors ain't eating, they shutting it down. Like what last week they just shut down Rooster Teeth, which is they
yeah,
like gaming division. Not
yep.
gaming division, but gaming like media division. They just shut down, and it probably wasn't making a lot of money, but it it was their only like media division for games, and they just shut it
Hmm.
down. So okay, so yeah, if Multiversus is not a hit when it comes out, then that's gonna be uh, not good for them because WB is going to quickly start tightening the reins. That being said, I hope that the game is a hit. I kind of feel like their moment in the like zeitgeist where they released, everybody loved it, everybody played it, and then
Hmm.
it like fell off. I think that fall off not necessarily going to get the numbers that they had in the beginning, but it can still be successful. I just hope that whoever is investing in the game, they have like decent expectations. That way the company can like grow, but like naturally without having to hit like 200 million on the first day.
Nah, for sure. I think them already launching with so many platforms available, talking PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC, and having cross save and cross play. Um it really does help with the the pool of players that you can pull from. It's
Mhm.
essentially in on that level of Fortnite, especially once if it does end up getting a app or something. This is the way you want to go when you're launching these large, like where the game becomes a platform itself, kind of like what Phil was talking about, where it doesn't matter where you play it, it's just if you can play it and if it's a good experience. So
Mhm.
them launching on all those systems makes it a lot smoother to get people to join in and play because you don't really need to have the latest and greatest to play it. So, um, download it, play it on my Legion Go, have some fun, and enjoy it. I mean, I've been playing Brawl, but I've been only playing by myself, and I like it. I still
Mhm.
like the game. It's just that I only play by myself. So this will be another one of those ones where accessibility will win the day. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So, makes sense, and
I
glad it's
know
coming
Jamie
back.
excited. He trying to do some get some Shaggy time in Super Saiyan Shaggy.
Oh my
They
goodness,
got to
Man,
put some more
Shaggy
Goku
used to be
references
going
in
off,
there.
bro.
Shaggy was going
I'm
off with
like,
that
man.
sandwich. He put that sandwich in their head. Like, man, how are you doing all that? Especially when he had started charging up, like Goku.
Yeah, when he
And as soon
he
as the match
charged up,
started,
bro.
Oh my
as soon as the match
god.
started, you got two Shaggies over there.
Yeah, it was going crazy. But yeah, no, I am looking forward to it, and glad it's making its return for sure. But let's go back to Mario Day. Josh, what do you know about Mario Day? What did you see? I know what I know, but did y'all see anything about Mario Day?
Nah, I mean I saw a
Man,
little bit of Mario Day. I don't really like Mario like that, so I don't follow it.
Dang, that's
But
respectful. Go ahead, continue.
I mean Mario games are fun, but I'm not looking for any new Mario releases unless they impress me. That being said, they showed off a couple things. One is a game that I actually saw that kind of looks interesting, but not for me, but because I have a kid now. which is the Princess Peach game. Yeah, they had a
Uh,
demo that came recently, and I think the game comes out soon, maybe like this week or something like that.
yeah, it does. It's
But
pretty soon.
yeah, Princess Peach Showtime. She can, give different hats and transform into ninjas and stuff like that. People
Mhm.
have been saying that it's pretty easy and that a lot of kids seem to like it. So I actually played it a little bit with my daughter, and she's a baby, so she not really know what she's doing. But it seems like a fun little Princess Peach game,
Mm.
and I might see about playing with my daughter. That being said, they talked about some not backwards compatibility. What is their service called? Uh
Nintendo Switch Online. The
yeah, Switch Online. They got some Mario Golf coming to Switch Online, Mario Tennis, some of the
Doctor
older Game Boy,
Mario.
like Game
Yeah.
Boy Colors. Yeah, Dr. Mario. Um and then talked a little bit about the sequel to the Mario movie. It's like a year or two away, but they're basically the
Yeah.
same company, same team's gonna do it, and they're gonna do a sequel. Um, yeah, I mean it's cool. I didn't see the first one though, so
You
I ain't got much
didn't?
to say about that. No, I haven't seen it yet.
What? It's on like Netflix. You ain't seen it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't watch
Okay.
TV.
My goodness, here we go with that. Here we go with that again, Jay.
Yeah, I don't like.
I'm sick
I
of
was
this,
gonna
man.
watch
Man, what
I'm
the
sick of this.
Ronin, not Ronin, Shogun. I was gonna watch Shogun with my wife, but we ain't even booted that up yet. So
Man,
yeah,
stop the capaholic. Did we have to go down
I
your
mean,
Marvel catalog
if it ain't
again?
Marvel,
Do we gotta go
if it
down
ain't
your Marvel
Marvel,
catalog again, G?
they got my time.
Stop it. Stop it. Lucasfilms. Let's talk about the Star Wars stuff. You talking about I don't watch TV. Stop
But
playing.
I mean, I watched Andor. I watched
Man,
Andor a year after it came out,
didn't
and
you
it was
watch
good. But
uh didn't you watch what's that one called? The girl? Dang, I don't know her name now.
Ahsoka,
Yeah, did you watch Ahsoka?
nope.
He
You
had
should
he had to
already
think
say no
about it.
for
He
you.
watched 2 episodes. Stop the capping.
No, I ain't watched it yet because Ahsoka is following the cartoon that I haven't seen. So I was gonna watch the cartoon and then watch Ahsoka, so I know who these people are. But I haven't done that either. So
I ain't trying to hear all that, G. Shogun is good. We watching it, so I say that at least. But Paper Mario Thousand Year Door got a release date. It is coming out in May. Um, so it's not that far away. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD is coming out. Like I said, they love to do their remastered. Um, so that is coming out in the summer as well. I'm trying to remember the release date for that one. That one's coming out on. Did they give the release date for this one? June 27th. Sorry about that. June 27th. That one's coming out. Thousand Year Door is coming out May 23rd. So, please be excited.
Copper Jalen, I never played it. Should I get this version?
I'm playing on the with the 64 emulation. I like it. I still do. And I just signed up for EmuDeck's cross save stuff, and it works well. I ain't gonna lie, Josh. It works really good. So I can like now move my stuff from the Steam, my saves, and move it over to my PC and wherever else I want to play with EmuDeck. So now I get to continue my saves when I don't have to like try to go. That was a big problem for me with emulation too. It's just saves and stuff. So that has been solved for me. But you do have to sign up for. I think it's gonna come to their normal build at some point. But the Patreon allows you to kind of get to those access to that stuff a little bit sooner. So I think it's like $3 a month. So I was like, why not? I need saves. So that actually works really well. I got all my saves and I can continue all my stories wherever I pick up on the EmuDeck, which is great. So, what else? But Mario, Jalen, are you buying Thousand Year Door? Is that something that
Nah,
you might turn on that Switch for? I actually like it. But you liked it too, but
Nah,
maybe
man,
you already
I
played it.
played Thousand Year Door probably a couple years ago. I mean, that game ain't, you know, it ain't. It's just not worth replaying. Like, I don't know what they did to it specifically and stuff like that, but unless they added content and changing stuff within the story and all that jazz, I mean, it
Mm-hmm.
ain't worth playing and stuff like that. I already played it. Like I said, I played it a couple years ago, and it's like pretty fresh in my head. And that game can be slow. I need if I'm replaying a game, I need a fast forward button, bro. So you know what that means? World emulation.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't play that game without a fast forward button, honestly.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, no. I definitely think there's a lot of value to emulation for sure, and I think it does help when it comes to enhancing a game and the gaming experience in general. So I 100%
Especially when we
agree.
don't got time.
Yes, 100% agree. Especially when they want to try to resell you stuff they already sold you. That's annoying. Um, so it is what it is. There. What else? So Mario Day was successful to me simply because of what the announcement of the new movie. I liked the
And the
old
movie.
movie. Yeah, the movie was good.
Excited? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so that
Um.
that was worth it. Everything else was meh. Not too much there. But let's move into Dragon's Dogma 2. I'm not. I don't want to call this like impressions, but it's more so like just getting to understand the creator a little bit more. He's been doing a lot of interviews, and his perspective on or his no can do attitude is intriguing to me. Where he like everybody's wanting changes, and he like no, he just simply saying no. everybody everybody want this, everybody want that, and he like no, thank you. So Dragon's Dogma was not that I guess it wasn't that intriguing to me until up to like 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago that I saw individual playing the game, and he was watching like a titan of some sort throw a spear at a bridge, and I said, what the heck is that? So then I started looking into like some of the more um fun moments in Dragon's Dogma Dark Arisen. And it looked
Mhm.
like it's along the same kilt of like big fantastic battles, but I just never would have got to it. So with the prettier upgrade and value add of experience coming from the previous game, but still providing a experience close to that game, I could probably see myself playing and beating it. But what truly intrigued me is just his legitimate um, non-wiltering. This is how my game gonna play, and this is how you gonna play it if you want to play it. So I like people like that, especially when they actually have a vision that they have been successful in, and they want to continue that on. So design choices that could be beneficial to the new modern gamer, like fast travel, that's no. That's a no in this game. The journey there and back is important, just kind of like you would be looking at if you were playing Death Stranding or something like that. These things kind of prepare me for the type of world that I'm supposed to be in, because if you're not going to let me fast travel, that means you have enough in this game, or at least that pose to tell me, and a lot of the people's play time is that there's enough stuff in this world that you're always doing something or always being pulled to something else. Because it doesn't have to be like a large, expansive world to be exciting. And I think that is what really is making me intrigued to play it, to see if a world like this can make me not want to turn it off. Because it is just a big, large battlefield, right? And you're just going around collecting stuff and doing stuff and like, talking to NPCs. But the fantastical part about this, and like everybody's talking about, is how unique the world and situations can be. So exploration and um, I think creativity is what's driving my thought. And the guy sounds very much, and I should know his name by now, but so I've heard him just make statements a lot, but I don't know his name. But from what I'm seeing and what it shows, or at least the the character design, and how you can the character creator and all that stuff. It seems like they put a lot of time and effort into a lot of components that I enjoy. I like to creatively express myself when it comes to character creator. I actually will be downloading their little thing. I think it's like a demo. It's like a character creator demo or whatever, where you can create your person. I want to do that before the game come out, but I don't know if I'm gonna have time to do that. But I'm gonna try over the weekend um, to do that. So I got off on a tangent. I was talking about the guy. He doesn't like fast travel. He doesn't want you to save scum. He wants your stuff, the stuff that happens in the game, to matter. And there's permadeath on NPCs. And I was like, this is intriguing. So I want to know, Josh, does a lot of this stuff carry over from the first game or no?
So the save stuff is new because like it was just a PS3. What's a PS3? Yeah, PS3 game. So you can just save it like normal. So that wasn't an issue. But it's a big RPG, and one thing that I would do, save scumming, is that in Dark Arisen, there's like random enemies, but they have loot, and so you would go into a room and wait and see if the boss spawns, and the boss doesn't spawn, so you would quit, go back in, and redo it so that, oh, now I force the boss to spawn so I can fight the boss and get his loot, and if he doesn't drop it, do it again. So it's that type of stuff where there is big loot in the game, and they're gonna be random bosses. So you want to like save scum it, but they're trying to remove all of that so it feels very unique. You know what I'll say is that yeah, his name is Hideaki Itsuno,
Mm-hmm.
and he directed Devil May Cry 3, Devil May Cry 4, and 5. So like he's a big name in Capcom, and then he was a big name, and he wanted to make Dragon's Dogma, but they ran out of money, and they put out the first game. If people liked it, it was still fun, but he wasn't happy with the finished product. So with Dragon's Dogma 2, what he's been saying is that they finally have the big budget that they want, and they have all the what everything that they want to do. So this is his original idea of how big the game should be, how difficult it should be, and stuff like that. So he seems excited about it, and like you said, when a creator is excited about their game, and it seems like they want people to see their vision, that's cool. Hopefully people will enjoy it because a lot of those mechanics they're not player or like time friendly, but that's because they're trying to, I guess, build like stakes in the game.
Yeah.
Like the reason that there would not be fast travel in the first game, like there was fast travel, but it was like very very hard to do and very expensive. Like you had to like find rare resources to fast travel. I don't know if is that going to be that version in this game at all, like no fast travel whatsoever, or it's just going to be like very very rare. But anyways, the whole point is because when you're traveling from point A to point B, they want you to be there to see the random events that happening. Like you're walking down the path, or you're escorting somebody, and then a fire dragon will land right there, and it's like now you have to either, are you going to protect your NPC from the dragon? Are you going to fight the dragon? Are you going to run away and wait for the dragon to leave? Like they want you to experience those random moments, and if you're fast traveling, you'll skip all that stuff. Just like Starfield, that's the fast travel game. You just fast
Yeah.
travel everywhere, and there might be some random stuff that is interesting, but you're not going to see it if you're constantly fast traveling. So I think that's a cool thing to want from your players, to want them to experience that. That being said, the whole point of fast travel is because walking from point A to point B is going to take 20 minutes, and you'll be fighting enemies all along the way, and you might not be in the mood for that. So it's going to be, I'd say the game's going to be fun, and it's going to be rewarding, but it's gonna want your time, and so
Yeah,
hopefully people can get to what they like about the game early so that they can see that okay, it's worth investing into this because I'm enjoying it, and hopefully it doesn't feel like a chore in the beginning, because that's the problem with Dragon's Dogma 1 is at the beginning it might feel like a chore, and then eventually you get to the cool stuff, but you have to get through the chore first. So hopefully the early game they can just smooth that out.
Yeah,
yeah,
hopefully, like if I decide to go play that game, like those sorts of mechanics, like I understand state make the game more serious, execute your vision and stuff like that. And it's fine if this is my artwork. I want to have my artwork this way, and I only
hmm
care if certain people enjoy it. That's fine. Like it ain't a knock to the creator, director, or whatever and stuff like that. It's just if I want to try to enjoy the game, I feel like I'm sinking time into it, and just when you mess up on certain things, you're like, dang, I forgot the hill right here. I got sidetracked, and then
yeah,
now it's put you back, an hour or something because you like I ain't, you know what I mean? Just a little stupid stuff. Like you can just like in Persona, I messed something up real quick. I was like, oh shoot, I was supposed to put this dude first because, and then all right, now I lost. And instead of just resetting the game real quick, they like, nah, man, stick it out, my boy. Come get
yeah,
straight. Like, that type of stuff. You like, all right, bro, I don't got time for this to be happening because I don't have time as it is to play the game.
Yeah.
yeah. Now,
Yeah, and that's fair. Everybody
mhm.
can't play the game how the creator wants, because at the end of the day, you kind of just it has to be fun for everybody. But some decisions is good to push it and make it like, no, this is the way you do it because this is how we want it to be done. Um, so
No, I think what I wanted to get at is that simply enough is that um Elden Ring was kind of in a similar kilt, and I really liked the game simply because of the exploration and running around and like finding stuff. But I also like the safety net of the fires, where if I'm exploring somewhere, I know exactly where I need to go if I get into something a little hectic. Um, and it provided me a safety net technically to explore and I have a place point of like, oh man, I don't know where I'm at, but I'm close. I can see that I'm close to another fire or something like that. It gave you exploration with a little bit of safety. Whereas this one is gonna be like you might get clapped by what's they call him, Griffith? I forget what the mythic
yeah, Griffin.
creature is. Yeah, if out of nowhere. I don't want it to be one of those punishing games where you don't feel satisfied with your loadout and experience because you're just constantly being bombarded with stuff. But at the same
I
time,
think
I'm looking for unique experiences. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that Elden Ring 2, like one thing I figured out about Elden Ring is that they don't literally expect you or want you to fight every enemy. And I
Yeah,
think Dragon's Dogma was the same way. Like a griffin's gonna show up. It's like, oh, I literally can't beat this griffin, so try to run away. And that's
yeah,
kind of what they're gonna be wanting you to do. Find different ways to get through these situations.
yeah.
Because I don't know like all the stuff that they're bringing back. I haven't watched all the previews, but like at nighttime it'll be pitch black. You literally can't see anything. Zombies will come out at night and attack you while you're on the road. You have a lantern, like you can put it on your hip so you can see,
hmm
but the lantern has fuel, and if the lantern fuel run out, then you can't see, or you're in a cave and you can't see. You can light like torches, but you need fuel to do that. So it's like there are
hmm
not full survival mechanics, but there are other mechanics that they want you to think about to create these stakes and situations where, oh, I can beat a griffin easily, but can you beat a griffin in the dark with no light?
Yeah.
And then you forgot to bring it. And I think it'll at least be unique. Like that's why a lot of people talk about Dragon's Dogma 1, because it's a bunch of unique situations that only showed up because they created these rules. So um, I'm looking forward to it. I'm a buy it, but you know,
Yeah.
hopefully it's an improvement.
No, I
Because
think
there
so.
is one thing I was worried about, because they said that there's the Phoenix, not Phoenix. What is that thing? the Sphinx. When there's a Sphinx
Oh,
boss where she's a unique boss that they're not gonna tell you where she is, and once you find her, you got like one time to answer her question correctly, or she's gone forever, and
really?
it's gonna auto. Yeah, like she's gonna give you a riddle. She's gonna be like, a real difficult riddle, like what's the meaning of life or something, and you got to answer it. And if you get it wrong, her and all her loot that she got, which is supposed to be super good, is gone permanently in the game.
Oh wow. Yeah. And
So that's why I'm playing on PC and save scum because uh, I ain't got time for that.
yeah, no, I agree. Like I said, I would those types of experiences tells me that nobody's going to have the same experience like Elden Ring, you know? Or I'm not I just didn't have the same experience as you guys. I didn't go through the same thing as you guys, and that tells me that they really cared about making the game unique and fun. So, if it happens, it happens. I don't want to play this game like I played Persona, where I kind of knew everything, not knew everything, but I knew how to play it and like what's the most optimal way to play it, because I don't think I really had fun in a way that I normally would. Um, so I guess I'm looking for that experience again, where I'm just enjoying a world built to maximize my feeling of reward, but I'm obviously not going to see everything. You know, I guess that's what I'm looking for. So if they can
Mhm.
do that, then I can enjoy myself. I don't want to see everything, but I also don't like what you just said either. That's weird. So,
Yeah, you want
um,
to feel like what you're seeing is at least worthwhile. Like you're
yeah,
missing out on some stuff, but what you got was still very good.
yeah, satisfying. Like I always felt like I was still satisfied with my loadout in Elden Ring, even if I wasn't like optimizing everything to what everyone else thought was great. I always felt like I had unique things that I enjoyed to play with. Like nobody liked the whips, but I like the whips. So it's weird stuff like that, you know, just kind of they give you enough to experiment with. So that is why I'm kind of definitely more so now in my purchase bucket than it was before. So, yeah. Uh, last but not least, we're gonna talk about the Spider-Man: The Great Web. Um, I guess this game was supposed to come out. It was supposed to be multiplayer. It was supposed to be like some big,
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
yeah, Spider-Man: The Great Web. The trailer leaked online. Um, I'm not sure if it's real or
New
not,
York City.
but it looks
Nothing
real
in the
enough.
whole
Um, and it was basically where it's like a multiverse for the Spider Universe, and
Mhm.
you come together with different Spider-Mans and you fight together with your friends. Um, but I guess it was canned. Um, it was running on the engine of the Insomniac games, of course. And I guess my thought process is that, uh, yeah, I don't know. My thought process is that I would never play something like this. So, um, I haven't
Yeah.
even found time to play Spider-Man 2, and I don't think I'm gonna play it for a long time until it come to PC more than likely. So, yeah, I just don't. I don't know. What you think? No, I ain't got nothing to say. I really don't. I really don't. So,
Yeah, I think Sony, they're looking for like live service games, but all their games or most of them they usually do a multiplayer component, and there are
mhm,
people that enjoy it, like Uncharted Online or Last of Us Online. They're personally never for me, but I
mhm.
think it's good to not ignore that uh player base. Like there are community of people who just like multiplayer versions of their favorite games.
Yeah,
So as long as it's budget friendly to the people making it, then might as well do it. So I think I think they're missing out not doing it because there are no multiplayer Spider-Man games out. So you could do that. Why not? Y'all got the IP, y'all got the money. But at the same time, it doesn't need to be triple A budget like Destiny level
yeah,
Spider-Man game. Um, So I mean, sucks that it was canceled, but yeah, it probably wasn't shaping out to be very good. It probably had issues, so it makes sense.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there is a lot to be said about the the level of chaos over there on the Sony end. I think Insomniac already does a lot, and for them to also have cuts and job losses there makes, I guess it makes more sense because this is obviously canned, but it just seems like a lot of chaos right now, and I don't know when it's going to end, but it just seems like they don't have really a huge and strong direction, and them attempting to appease everyone isn't really helping them. So, I think they need to figure out a way or a angle that is successful, because I obviously don't want Microsoft just to be the only player, and I know they're gonna lose a lot of money this year because it doesn't make sense for them to exclusivity deals and not have the amount of consoles out there on the market. Because it's not like it's going to help them grow their base. They already are a leader, so this is just a waste of money. So for them to be doing that, already making price cuts, in the games that they have released recently aren't doing as great as they would want, and there's a ton of games being announced for PC for ports. It just tells me they're not in the space right now where they're looking too hot for the year. I think they overspent again, and they didn't put out a game. So that is my expectation for year Q4 for them. It's just that they overspent on exclusivities, and they didn't even make enough games to continue on for the next year, and the multiplayer stuff had a huge impact too. So, I don't want them to I don't want that to happen though. So I'm rooting for them to figure it out. So yeah, that's pretty much it though. I don't really have much else. Anything y'all want to add before we get up out of here?
Nope. At some point, y'all gonna play enough Final Fantasy and give y'all impressions. But
Yeah.
I'm just keep playing that. I gotta, I guess, try to beat it before Dragon's Dogma come out. So
Yeah.
gotta start rushing. But no, other than that, just stay safe. Don't get sick. I got a baby with a ear infection, and
Oh
that
no.
sucks. Yeah.
Oh no.
No.
Dang.
Yeah, those ear infections aren't no joke. We thought Amir had one. Karina's gonna get him checked out here, but I think he's just getting used to playing with sound. You know how babies cover their
Yeah.
ears to kind of muffle the sound and
Mm-mm.
whatnot. I think that's what he's doing, but just to be on the safe side, obviously, go check it out.
Yeah, it's good to check because like
Yeah.
they're still learning how to communicate, and like yeah, my daughter, she was like she grabbed my hand and put it against her ear, and I was like, then that told me that there's something wrong because she wants me to rub her ear, and so
Mm,
yeah, we took her to the clinic, and yeah, she had an ear infection.
gotcha. Yeah. So
Dang.
yeah, it's definitely they try to give you cues, so you want to be paying attention for sure. But yeah, okay. Well, hopefully everyone stay out there, stay safe, stay grounded, play some games, enjoy yourselves, stay out the way. That's the big part. Stay out the way. But yeah, thank you guys for listening. If you got to this part, you're the real OG. As always, I want to thank you for listening, watching, whatever you do to support us. We thank you. And we will be back next week with more stuff because there's always something brewing in the gaming industry. Always big news, big news, big bucks, big bucks. But again, thank you guys for listening, and we will talk to y'all all next week. Peace.